they use that information with now, and what other information you've learned in the last hour surrounding this investigation.
Well, Tom, just to recap from that news conference, it was the U.S. Attorney in Nashville, as well as the FBI, the ATF, and local authorities. And the U.S. Attorney, Don Cochran, emphasized that the full resources of the Justice Department here in Washington, as well as the FBI, are being brought to bear on this investigation in Nashville. And he was the one who briefed the acting Attorney General, Jeff Rosen, on the status of the investigation. The FBI confirmed that they are pursuing a number of leads at this point, but significantly, they are seeking the public's assistance, saying, we need your help and we need your leads. In addition, what we learned is that at this point, there is no imminent danger, they think, in the Nashville area, but as a precaution, they're taking out bomb dog teams to sweep the area, but no evidence at this point that there could be an imminent risk to people in that area. Now, on the RV, I think one of the most fascinating headlines out of that news conference is that there was this announcement, a kind of warning emanating from the vehicle, and that in itself may have saved a lot of lives in this case, Tom.
Yeah, it's certainly a fascinating detail. We'll have to see what other details emerge with regard to that reporting. So I want to talk about the device at the center of the explosion. What are you learning about from the FBI about that, Catherine?
Well, I spoke with a former senior ATF official, someone with 3 decades of experience, Scott Sweetow, and who also worked with something called TDAC. This is the FBI's, they're sort of the experts and the repository for information about improvised explosive devices. And I want to emphasize, we don't know yet what was involved in the explosion in Nashville. And Scott Sweetow pointed out to me that if there had been sufficient explosives to eviscerate, so to vaporize, if you will, this RV, it would have to be hundreds of pounds of highly explosive material. And he also emphasized that if that had been the case, you would have seen, because of the amplification of the impact of that explosion, a lot of building collapse in the area, as well as a very large crater surrounding the explosive site. So these are all sort of details that caught his attention. We haven't had a full look at the scene yet. We certainly don't have any idea about the forensics, but I thought that was important context as we wait to see what this investigation reveals.
And we should also point out that in that presser, they mentioned that there was no information on a body inside the RV.
Correct.
They did not know if anyone was inside at the time of the explosion. So where do we go from here, Catherine? What are investigators going to be looking into with regard to this chaotic event?
Well, I think the good news for investigators is that this is a part of Nashville which has a lot of surveillance cameras, a lot of video that indicated to reporters this morning that they're already pouring through that tape, and that is going to be likely a real gold mine for information in terms of understanding the timing when this suspicious vehicle was parked in that section of Nashville, also individuals who may be associated with that vehicle, or maybe even other vehicles or activity in that immediate area. And it may also reveal the importance, if any, of the AT&T building and whether that was a target in some way. Scott Sweetow, this former FBI and ATF official, said to me he thought it was significant that the Bureau was in the lead on this investigation so early. He said, based on his 30 years of experience, that tells them that the FBI has information about the likely target, maybe an interstate commerce target, as well as, or perhaps in addition to, individuals who were involved. And that, of course, would come from things like that surveillance video.
Based on the information that he gave you, Catherine, it is interesting as well that this would have required a lot of explosive material. Would that help or aid investigators in maybe tracing back where this could have been purchased from, where this person found it?
Well, I want to be clear because I don't want to speculate for folks at home because we don't have that information yet, but based on my past experience, a couple of decades doing this, things like the forensics on the explosives, any kind of timing device, if the conclusion is in the end that it was some kind of IED, all of that can be traced back with a lot of precision to points of purchase. And then the world we live in now, those points of purchase often have electronic trails for individuals and then also cameras. So I'll tell you that video surveillance is so helpful in a situation like this. Not so helpful preventing it, but tracking down individuals of interest who were in the area.
And this is one last question that I have for you, and you may not be able to answer it, but did you get any sort of indication from the former acting director that this could have been associated with a larger group, a criminal group, or?
I don't want to speculate on that at this point. I just respectfully, I think it's a little bit too early, but I think the bottom line for folks at home is that it is significant that the FBI has picked up the lead on this investigation so early, based on my contacts that suggests to them that they have some information that is non-public information that's helping them understand the target and perhaps the individual or individuals who were responsible.
Yeah, certainly. The bottom line, as well as a lot of questions still to be answered. Catherine Herridge, your insight is very much appreciated, especially with your decades of experience covering these things. We really appreciate your time.
You're welcome.
Shalom. Give all praise to Yahweh, Bashem Yahshua, Bashem Rakadash. Salutation to the elders and apostles of GMS groups and ones alike, teach 100% true. Shalom, Barakatham to them for their vacation and knowledge. And double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS groups and ones alike, teach 100% true. Shalom, Barakatham to them. And the foremost, give all praise again to Yahweh, Bashem Yahshua, Bashem Rakadash. Now is relating to CBS News report relating to the FBI taking lead relating to the investigation relating to the Nashville explosion this morning. I'm going to go to some scriptures. This is Proverbs. This is Proverbs 6:16 through 18. These 6 things doth the Lord Yahweh hate. Ye 7 are abomination to him: a proud look, a lying tongue, and the hands that shed innocent blood, and heart that deviseth wicked imaginations, feet that be swift and run into mischief, and the hands that shed innocent blood. Attacking people who are innocent and have nothing to do with whatever the circumstances are. Specifically this one, man. This is an act of certain things. I had to word it a certain way, because of obvious reasons. But the point is, the hands that shed innocent blood. I don't need to say anymore. This is Deuteronomy 27 and 25. Curse be he that taketh reward to slay an innocent person. And all the people shall say amen. So the one who caused that and did certain things, they're going to be cursed ultimately. Let's go to Romans 12 and 19. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourself, but rather give place unto wrath. For it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord Yahweh. So ultimately, vengeance is the Lord Yahweh by Shem Yahshua's, man. Psalms 10. Psalms 10, 17, and 18. Psalms 10, 17, and 18. The Lord Yahweh, though has heard the desires of the humble, thou wilt prepare their heart, thou wilt cause thine ear to hear, to judge the fatherless and the oppressed, that the man of the earth may no more be oppressed. So the righteous, the poor, the fatherless, the oppressed, the ones who've been oppressed, they won't be oppressed no more. You know what I mean? So ultimately, the Lord will make things right regarding certain matters against the wicked, in the matter of speaking. Let's go to 1 John 5:19. 1 John 5:19. This is 1 John 5:19. And we know that we are of Yahweh, and the whole world lieth in wickedness, man. And the whole world lieth in wickedness because the wicked are in power, man. The earth has been given into the hands of the wicked, Job 9:24, man. But the righteous are the Lord's. Sorry, with the elect, man. I'm going to read that again. And we know that we are of Yahweh, and the whole world lieth in wickedness. Because the whole world is in wickedness because of the state and condition of this society, man. And ultimately, we have we under a wicked vibration of a rulership, man, because the wicked ultimately are in power, man. Proverbs 28:1. Let me get that real fast. This is Proverbs Shalakia. Proverbs 29:2. Shalakia. Proverbs 29:2, not 28:1. Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, people rejoice. So when righteousness is established, there's going to be rejoice, there's going to be peace. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn, because when the wicked rule, it's opposite it's going to be opposite of peace. It's going to be mourning, it's going to be sorrow, it's going to be chaos, dismay, disorder. And that's the times we're in. That's the times we've been in for a long time. But now it's more evident and more obvious on many greater levels than it has been of the past. So it's more word I want. It's going to manifest more than it has in the past because it's becoming because we're getting more closer to certain things, man. So that being said, this was just a short, relating to that thing that happened this morning in Nashville, the explosion, still under investigation by FBI, ATF, and all leading organizations relating to certain matters. That being said, the water for listening, give all praise to Yahweh Bashem Yashah Bashem Rakadash. Shalom.